y'all, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome back to my basement as I'm about to watch for the first time. It is season 5, episode 8 of the series Outlander, streaming now on Starz and Hulu and Netflix. And last episode was a crazy roller coaster of emotions. I don't even know where to begin because it was terrible, awful, terrible, awful. And then it ended. And then it ended. Sure. Why not? So pick a spot. Okay. So Murtagh. So we got extra time with him on the show because in the books he didn't last so long. So on the one hand, yay, we got to spend time with Murtagh, but then we don't have Murtagh. When you hear that the regulators were going to lose, the chances are Murtagh was not going to survive was great. Especially as his character was the focal point of the movement. He was going to die. If it was his men or him, he was going to sacrifice everything. So him surviving the chances were slim to start with. But the way he went out was rather unexpected. It wasn't in a cannonball blaze of glory. It was protecting Jaime, but it wasn't protecting Jaime because he got rid of the immediate threat to Jaime's safety, and then just taking a step forward, and just a quiet, just was so quiet and so painful, raw. You could see Jaime just going through, because on the one hand, he is a soldier, he's a warrior, he knows the realities of war, but it's his godfather. It's his father. It's a second father. So it was all done really well. It was just a really sucky moment of the story. But it was done beautifully, but it sucked. I think he got me there, right? Right? And him and Jaime just unaccepting that Murtagh was gone, thinking he could be saved. That he could be saved somehow, some way. No. So that was a horror followed by, or preceded by, the horror of Jaime putting on a red coat. Just in a red coat. Wow. I never thought you'd see it. And it was as painful as you could imagine it would be. And the way his men looked at him when he put it on, also done fabulously well. It was great. It was terrible, but it was done really well. Ending with the men in the trees. So, okay, questions are, why those men? Why were they made an example of? Others were prisoners. What happens now? Tryon goes to New York. These guys are prisoners. They just go to a jail. I'm guessing they're just going to a jail to rot, just sit and want and be forgotten about once they go to jail. But there were men put in the trees, and we see one that may or may not be Roger. And because I've seen thumbnails of future episodes, I know it's not Roger, and it's probably Mackenzie, Buck Mackenzie, who had taken some of Roger's things. Maybe he thought he could infiltrate the militia and cause damage that way. So Buck, okay, Graham, we had surprise appearance by Graham McTavish. So this is why, so when we first see him, he's got the dark hair and the beard, and my mind immediately went to when we saw the flashback of Jaime as a child and Murtagh with the dark hair and the beard. So I put the dark and dark, because I mean it was almost the same makeup, and I said it looked like Murtagh. But then we actually saw him, and they actually stayed on his face for a good moment of time. Like, holy crap, it's Graham McTavish. How great! The one bright spot of the whole episode that made you smile, not because of the way they intended, just because of who was in it. So we did have a nice little bright moment for half a second. So does everybody just go home now? They had their little battle and they go home? Is that what's going to happen next? And of course, we're laying to rest of Murtagh. Does Tryon now know who Murtagh was to Jaime? Does that come back again and bite Jaime in the butt? I know you're all anxious for me. Just watch it, okay? Don't forget, full episode watch along is available on my Patreon page. You load up your version from whatever streaming service you're watching. You put me alongside it, push play at the same time, and you can watch my Tourette syndrome in full out glory. Hear the furnace kick on. Watch me enjoy a beverage. It's lots of fun. It's a lot more fun than I'm making it sound. But yeah, check out the link in the description down below. So I'm ready to watch it. So I'm gonna get ready under the big cozy blanket. I hope you're all prepared as well. And let's get to it. Oh, we got no intro music. Just straight to the
just a bit of red pen.
Past, present.
Or is it?
This is present, past, future, present, present. Because Bree's there.
Do you have any last words for us before you leave?
I came, I saw, I conquered.
Not quite what I'm looking for, Mr. Morgan. And those were not Caesar's last words.
That's right, E2 Brute.
Your essays on famous last words were forgettable. Perhaps to consider what your own final words might be, given the chance.
Given the chance is a big variable.
And what will yours be, sir?
It is my dying wish, O Lord, that my students write structured arguments.
No, really, sir.
I'd say let history forget my name, so long as my words and my deeds are remembered by those I love.
But he has a song written about him, apparently, an entire ballad. So his name's remembered, right?
Would those really be your last words?
Well, that was a segue. Okay. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, and interesting. Oh, this is interesting. It's breathing. It really was Roger? Holy cheese balls! What? Oh! He's saying, son of a bitch, no. You're not whole. All is not well. This is major trauma. Oh, Roger has had nothing but trauma upon trauma upon trauma upon trauma.
Your throat's healing nicely. Scars faded.
Will he be able to sing again? Oh.
Maybe just try to whisper. All right. Well, just know that I'll be teaching Jem to say sweater in aluminum. It's not going to be jumper or aluminium.
That's a threat for you.
Would you like to come up to the house to see him?
All right. Well, I'll go with you.
I'm going to leave Roger by himself. If Stephen Bonnet shows up now, I'm throwing things at the television. And that will set off my Tourette's. Wasn't he there, though, when Roger showed up? Tryon's there. He was at his freaking wedding.
Go in peace and leave us to grieve.
She has the necklace. Buried him at the ridge.
He was as stubborn as your father. If only he'd stayed by your side.
He did. He kept his word to me. Goodbye, Auntie.
Now careful we'd be if we kent which goodbyes were our last.
why I get really annoyed when my kids leave without saying goodbye to me. Just even a goodbye, I love you. Just nope, they're out the door. I have to call them up. Can you at least say goodbye? Slip something in his pocket. Oh.
I offer my apologies for the injury done to your son-in-law. It was a most regrettable error.
Just from stupid head Tryon.
Governor Tryon has granted Roger 5,000 acres in the backcountry.
What? Why?
Compensation.
Well, that's a terrible sensory memory. Oh. Oh. Wow, it is worse when you hear the sound with it. Oh, Jamie looks like he's getting sloshed, doesn't it?
Is there a medicine for grief in your tea?
Kind of found it already.
They say time heals all wounds.
Oh, look how big he's getting.
Be careful now, Ushla.
That's a new one.
It means my blood.
Thought that was Moul.
It is, but that's blood that comes out when you wound yourself.
Oh, no. No. That was needed, though. It was needed. It's okay. It was needed.
Roger, you spoke. Can you say something else?
Just let him
Does it hurt? Can you just try?
go at his own pace. His own pace. Maybe she hadn't made such a big deal about it. Just.
In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mind where Clementine, oh my darling.
Well, that's a way to get him to talk. Make him say, "Shut up!" Because this is killing him.
9, 10. Let's find Granda. Find Granda.
Oh. He did so well.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ooh.
Now.
Well, don't let him turn it so the baby sees. Oh, okay. Wait, is it Ian?
It's Ian.
What the hell? Ian, what?
We thought we'd never see you again.
What's he doing?
Oh, we'll eat well tonight. In celebration.
Why is he there? What has happened? He doesn't just show up for no reason. What is wrong? Well, this was unexpected. There we go. Here we go. Why do they have the same haunted look about them? I forgot. It's been a while since he's been there.
Do you mind if I stay outside a bit longer?
Make yourself at home, lad.
What has happened to Ian? Oh, he still has his dog with him, too. Is he having the look of, this is not the world I thought I would come back to? They moved on without me type of a thing?
That one's called The Lover. How many bairns? It's too many, Fergus Fraser. for Roger Mackenzie.
I don't know about this one. What's Roger's future gonna hold? Oh, the hangman.
Hangman.
Huh. Which doesn't mean what it means. Doesn't mean literally hung. It means you're at a stopping, something has stopped. Which is true. So, still true in Roger's case. Compete first. Why would you want to play this game with Roger?
They are just cards, you know. Talk to me, Roger. But you're still you. You're still the man I married, and I want him back.
Oh, I don't think he'll ever be back. This is one of those.
It's not even that you won't talk. You won't engage.
That is the thing. That is the thing.
But I went through something awful, too. Believe me, all I wanted to do was to crawl into a hole and die. But I didn't. And I don't, because I have a husband and a son who need me. Are you going to fight for us?
There's so much trauma. There's so much trauma at this table.
I made you some special almond hogs pudding. I remember it's one of your favorites.
That's right. She did have a little crush on him. So when was the last time you sat at a table with utensils, with tablecloths,
What a tale.
linen?
Start at the beginning and don't leave anything out.
You already came the beginning, and we're eating the ending for supper.
What about the bit in between? With the mohawk good tea? What were they like?
Well, that's a question.
They were good people.
Were.
Do you have plans to return north?
No.
So why did he leave?
Discussed the new land deed from Governor Tryon. We need to have it properly surveyed and registered.
I'm not sure Roger is able to take on something like that just yet.
Maybe Ian will be willing to go with him. Will you do this for your cousin? It'd be a great help to Roger.
As if Ian had not done enough for them. What? Has nobody sat this boy down and said, hey, Ian?
Unfortunately, our guest chambers aren't ready
What's
upstairs
up?
yet. But you're welcome to the bed in the kitchen.
Or would he prefer to sleep outside under the stars? Like he's been the last couple years.
I couldn't sleep.
Is the bed not your liking?
I've not been used to having a bed in a house this grand, Uncle.
I don't know. His parents' house, Lollyrock, was pretty grand. But it's been a while.
But you seem out of sorts. You're not yourself.
I have thoughts.
I can't give you the truth of it now. I don't have the words.
The kid's like, this is an invitation. He looks welcoming.
He'll be joining us before too long. I'm glad you'll be here to welcome him. Or her.
What happened to the baby? The minister's baby?
I do know a little something about aerodynamics. But sometimes we have to adjust our expectations to bend and reshape ourselves. I love you, Roger Mack.
Better take it with him.
Have you prescribed anyone some water hemlock?
No? Why?
It's just there's some missing. There's only one.
on route.
Oh no.
I wouldn't have touched your stuff, be my child. So I thought.
Oh no.
What's that?
Explain that, Roger.
A paper bird? It flies, but doesn't sing.
There's some herbs missing from my surgery that are incredibly poisonous unless administered correctly by a physician. When you were suffering all those years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go on living.
Exactly. You should be recognizing these signs, Jamie. Ian did not do this to Roger, did he? That's not buried very deep. Anyone could find that, Ian. Someone's got time to stop him. Oh, oh, Roger knew what that was right away.
Why? Of all people, why would you stop me? You have everything. A wife that loves you. And still you didn't want to be with them. When that rope was around your neck and you were dying. What did you see?
I saw my wife's face.
Brianna would have been easier to see.
Then there's no escape, even in death. I would see her face.
Whose face? Whose face?
What was her name?
It doesn't matter now.
Always matters.
But she's lost to me. I only wanted the pain to end.
Who can say where your soul might go if you could be parted forever? Not only from her, but from all who love you.
So what now? Go home? You buried your weapon. Your voice.
And now I have to pick it up again and fight. Can you?
Then again.
Then pick up your weapon and come home with me until you do. Everybody wants the old Roger back. But I'll never be that man again. My own ancestor tried to kill me. Maybe I wasn't meant to exist.
That is not true.
Perhaps not. But I have changed.
How could he not have?
Remember when you asked me about my last words? But what mattered was the last face I saw. That face was yours. I'll always sing for you. No matter what, no matter where. I will always sing for you.
In a cavern in a canyon, excavating for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine.
So this one I should guess is called the trauma episode. How do you deal with trauma? And I had so many thoughts pinging around. The funny thing is you forget that this is a story sometimes, and these are characters written a certain way. But if they were real people, Roger has had many transformations. The Roger we met in Scotland at his father's funeral is not the same Roger that went through the stones. And that's Roger that went through the stones is not the same Roger who went to cross the sea with Stephen frickin' Bonnet. It's not the same Roger that got trekked up the eastern countryside. Roger has essentially, the man he was died several times over. So you saw right away, he was in a state of trauma. How do you climb up from that? Because we know he had been fundamentally changed forever. So how do you reconnect to your core, your compassion, your humanity, kindness, faith? How do you connect to those to carry on as a different version of you? Because I wouldn't say it's a new version. It's a different version of who you were. Because as experiences happen to us, we're putty. We grow and we shape, change to those outside forces pushing in on us. So when Ian appeared, you saw the same signs of grief as we saw in trauma as we saw in Roger. So it was two parallel trauma lines going. Now, Jamie. It was as if the story writers had forgotten that Jamie had years of trauma, that Jamie had dealt, like him, okay, so him being upset and trying to grieve over Murtaugh's passing, and he's upset and he's drunk. How do I get over grief? Pumpkin, we saw you living 6 years as a hermit because you couldn't get over the grief of losing Claire. Grief is not new to you. Unfortunately, you've been through this many, many, many times. Does it get easier? No. But them writing it as if Jamie had never experienced trauma or grief, as soon as Ian peered in the light where he recognized it was Ian, he should have immediately recognized like makes like. He has been there. He has lived it several times over. We should have seen a click of something's amiss. Ian's not here on a pleasure cruise. He was not supposed to leave the Mohawk Village. How, why, what has happened? And even if Ian didn't want to say, this is why I'm here, Jamie should have given the something's up. I know what's happened. Something has happened. You don't want to share it. Totally understand that. We're here when you need us. Communication. And he acted as if, no. So I wanted to see Jamie at least give more of that. Oh yeah, I've been through this. I know exactly what you two have gone through. Maybe not exactly, but I've been there. Lived it 20 plus years. We're coming up at the end of season 5, and the last, or the main obstacle, blight on the future we see is freaking Bonnet, who's out there roaming around, biding his time to do what? I don't know. There's more trauma coming. There's so much trauma. But how do they persevere? How do they carry on? I guess we'll just have to wait and see together. The way they filmed this with the interspersing of the black and white footage was fascinating on how it highlighted the horribleness and at the same time compressed it when you couldn't hear the sound, the smack of that boot on that barrel and whatnot. Very interesting choice visually. Got to think about this one for a while. This is a thoughtful, interesting choice of storytelling. Are we prepared for more horribleness to be thrown at us? Revolution's coming. Things are coming, and I need you to be there with me. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Let me know if this fits with the book or not. If Ian did come back at this point in the book. Take care of yourselves, stretch your bodies, stay hydrated. Oh my gosh, people. Happy spring, happy Ostara. It's my favorite time of year because it's the furthest we are away from winter, and I despise winter. So enjoy the sun. That should hopefully come up soon, and then come back and see the next video in the queue. So thanks again, y'all, and until next time.